Twitterments. A web application that enables the user to search for a list of tweets about any topic on Twitter, then analyze each tweet to see how positive or negative its emotion is. This is how Twitterments works. Twitterments uses 3 machine learning modules. These are the Twitter API, Tweepy module, and the text blob module. The Twitter API allows the application to access the entire Twitter RESTful API methods. Each method can accept various parameters and return responses. Next is the Tweepy module. Tweepy is a Python library for accessing the Twitter API. In order to perform pagination, we must supply a page cursor parameter with each of our requests. Tweepy provides the convenient cursor interface to iterate through different types of objects. Lastly, the text blob module. It provides a simple API for diving into common natural language processing tasks such as part-of-speech tagging, noun phrase extraction, sentiment analysis, classification, translation, and more. Text blob provides sentiment analysis, which is essential for the project to function. Twitterments machine learning model. First, the user must input a Twitter username. By the use of Tweepy and the Twitter API, the application can determine if the username is valid. After this, if successful, the tweets of this corresponding username will then be streamed or fetched by the use of Tweepy and the Twitter API. After the tweets have been fetched, each of them will then be analyzed by the text blob module to identify their respective sentiments, showing the results whether the emotion of the tweets are positive, negative, or neutral. If the application gets an invalid username or if the username's account is private, it will prompt the user that it cannot find its tweets. Let's go to the coding part. These are the essential codes that the developers have written in order to make the project, Twitterments. Part 1, Streaming Tweets. The developers have made a class named Twitter Streamer which is responsible for streaming tweets. Part 2, is the pagination and cursor. This is an object that is used in Twitter client class that helps us to iterate through user timelines. Part 3, is analyzing tweet data. Using the tweets to data frame function, it will turn gathered data into a table. It helps us to extract and manipulate the dataset from user timeline via Twitter API attributes such as ID, len, date, source, likes and retweets. Part 4, Visualizing tweet data. In order to make a graph, we used Matplotlib. This is responsible for visualizing the number of retweets and likes per date in a graph, an additional feature of the project. Lastly, Part 5, Sentiment Analysis Data. Here, the developers have written 2 functions. First is the clean tweet function. This is used for sanitizing tweet before going to analysis. Special and unnecessary characters will be removed. Second is the analyze sentiment function. This will interpret and classify the emotion of the tweets, whether it's positive, negative, or neutral. I will now present to you the project, Twitterments. You could go on the link provided on the screen to access the web application. On the next slide, you will be shown how to use it. This is the landing page. The first page the user will see. It has one input field where the user must type a certain Twitter username. For example, we type real Donald Trump, which is the username of the current President of the United States. Then press enter or click submit. Again, if the user has typed in a valid username, the application will then proceed to the account tweet analysis page, which will display certain information about the user of the username, alongside their recent tweets. The header displays user information and the summary of each analyzed tweets, which displays the total number of positive, neutral and negative tweets. The default tweets that will be analyzed is 20. But it can be changed depending on how many tweets the user wants to be analyzed. Simply type in the number of tweets on the input field and press enter. As I mentioned earlier, there is an additional feature of the web application. Show Graph button displays number of likes and retweets per date by means of graph. Just click the button and it will be displayed. The body displays the data per tweet and the result of the sentiment. There are two types of views: the card view and the table view. The card view is the default view for tweets. It displays data inside a container for each item. While on card view, the user can filter data by its emotions. The table view on the other hand displays each data as a list for more detailed view and allow the user to search for keywords on each tweet. And that's the end of the presentation. Here are the members of the Twittermints group. Thank you.